Next one is Daredevil Born Again TV series. This one has had a bit of a shake-up, really. So pretty much the show is getting a creative reboot. The writers have been sacked, so to speak, Charlie, in the current, what was written, Charlie Cox wouldn't have been in costume, in the Daredevil costume until episode 4. The TV series was more based on a legal procedural that didn't quite resemble the original Netflix TV series of action and violence. So they're completely stripping that away to try to bring in some of the positive Netflix elements into it, while also keeping within the MCU sort of storyline. So, what are your thoughts on this? There's been a lot of this has been happening in the recent phases for Marvel. And I know that Daredevil was quite an exciting project, and it was a fantastic series over at Netflix as well.
Interesting about the aspect of it being what did you say, legal procedural drama?
Yep.
I would have actually really liked to see that. I don't
as a Daredevil fan.
As a Daredevil, yeah, because I think that I'm very satisfied by what I've seen in the Netflix adaptation. I think it gives you what you want from that angle. It gives you that violent side of Daredevil, a very R-rated variant of it. I would have liked to see them branch out into a little bit more of an interesting angle there and try to do something a little more grounded with Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
Still have him in the costume, as you said, at episode 4, fine. But, focusing more on like him trying to tackle corruption in the legal system could have been interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I actually agree with you on that one. Yeah, this doesn't sound that bad to me. I don't care if I see him until episode 4, as long as the character's interesting and they make the character work. Then it doesn't need to be in costume for a character to work. I mean, keeping the whole Netflix side of it, you can still do that and have the legal drama behind it and the courtroom, all that kind of stuff. But then when it comes to the action, I want them to keep the Netflix side of it. I don't want them to adapt to MCU, make it kind of fluffy and all that kind of stuff. I want them to kind of go all out for it. It's a TV show. Just it doesn't mean when Daredevil comes into the Avengers Secret Wars that he like slits Kang's neck and we have to see it or anything like that.
Yeah.
But you can still, in his own standalone projects, you can have it R-rated. You can have it be brutal and gritty and stuff we don't see in the MCU before as well. And you can even throw in other, Marvel characters. And I don't know why I'm saying that since I just criticized all these team-up stuff. But if you have Marvel characters come into Daredevil stuff, you can have them just unleash into an R-rated kind of atmosphere. And we need to have, I think, more R-rated, areas of the MCU. If it's going to expand this much, you got to expand into, the R-rated territory and, take some risks, take some leaps. It doesn't have to all be, this family-friendly, joke every 10 minutes kind of stuff. It can be more than that. And, further to that, this story doesn't have to be purely superhero. It doesn't have to be purely, action. It doesn't have to be action every single episode, that's for sure. And I believe the show was destined for 18 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an absurd amount of episodes. So if we get him in costume in episode 4, that's fine. You still have, another 14 episodes to go to have him, fight and do whatever you want. So, yeah, if they were focused on, taking on the justice system and probably a more interesting justice system in the MCU than in the Netflix world that he was in, I think it'd be very interesting taking on superhero cases, maybe kind of, doing a legal fight for the other superhero characters like Spider-Man's damage or whatever, there is a lot of interesting material that could be done with it. But this whole thing just kind of just goes towards the lack of a clear vision and unity between, the head honchos at Marvel. It's just best if Kevin Feige is the one head doing all the kind of the big moves.
The puppet master.
Puppet master, yeah. But just, I don't know.
I think there are so many moving appendages now that it's possibly too hard for Feige to handle all on his own.
100%.
Too many moving parts, and I was alluding to that earlier on when I was speaking to you, James, regarding Marvel taking on television may have just been too much for them to handle. It diluted their goals and their directiveness to guide the story in one particular direction, and it confuses fans. They watch Kang, but they haven't watched Loki, and it's very confusing.
Yeah.
Do you think it's too late for them to just drop TV series? Like, obviously, finish making what's already been scheduled, and then after that, just go back to the movie basis?
I don't think it's ever too late to do that. Just drop it. Just drop them all now.
I think there will be a time where they drop the TV series. It's just in the same way there'll be a time when they drop the movies.
It really depends.
When it ends.
Yeah, when it ends, when it dries up.
It's never going to end.
At one point, it has to end. It just has to. But, I mean, like, I forgot what I was going to say, but yeah, you could just drop them all. You can just drop all the TV shows.
I think so too. Just
Yeah.
focus on movies.
It would go the way. It really depends on what the goal of TV series are. Because the first goal was to build up Disney Plus as a fighter in these streaming wars.
Mhm.
And to have MCU shows, oh my God, everyone's going to subscribe to this. So what's the goal now?
Well-
Disney's a heavy player in the streaming wars. You don't need MCU TV shows. What is... Oh, I know we're going to go into this deeper. I don't know why
I was about to say, this is a great transition that I was about to move into.
Let's go for it.
Let's
Yeah.